Well, hello, everybody. It's another Monday morning. I'm so glad to be with you on this gorgeous, gorgeous day. I hope your weekend was wonderful. Mine certainly was. I acted as chauffeur for some friends of mine from Ohio as we trekked down to Kentucky to join them in their SRD. And what a fiesta it was. We truly, truly felt so very welcome by everyone down in Kentucky and had just a marvelous time sharing the celebration of all of their winners and COPS graduates and alumni and other successes throughout the weekend. I hope you've had a chance to get out to events near you and reconnect with TOPS friends and be inspired and encouraged in your journey. The weather was gorgeous. The drive was wonderful. The fellowship was even better. Having time to just be together in the car as we traveled was exceptional and good for the soul, good for the spirit, good for creating a positive attitude, good for just being happy to be alive and with friends. And isn't that what life is all about? Living our best, healthiest, happiest lives each and every day. And that's what we've been sort of talking about here for the last couple weeks is happiness in general. And last week we talked a little bit about the biology of happiness, the production of dopamine, of serotonin, of endorphins, uh, and increasing our levels of happiness physiologically, and what can trigger those and enhance that feeling for us. This week, I thought it might be interesting if we talked a little bit about the role of positive psychology. Used to be that there was a real focus on mental illness, but in the 90s, there was a significant shift in studying the mind that has to do with mental well-being, and that continues to this day. There have been so many wonderful studies done on how to increase mental well-being, and part of being mentally well is the ability to feel and express happiness. And I think that's something that can never be elevated to a high enough level. The feeling you have inside yourself of optimism, of gratitude, of resilience, of flow, where you are completely immersed in and enjoy any activity in which you're participating. Uh, Happiness can, in many ways, be learned. Optimism can be learned. How you think uh, influences our sense of well being. And if we think in a positive, uplifting manner, then our spirits soar as well. This framework helps us understand that happiness is just not uh, an emotional state, but also a product of our thoughts and our attitudes. Uh, I think we all know that on some level, but we're going to focus just a tiny little bit on it today, just to make sure that we are fully aware of how we can create for ourselves a mindset that produces feelings of happiness. Our thoughts and beliefs significantly impact our emotional state. There are lots of cognitive theories of happiness that suggest the way we interpret different events and situations in our lives can greatly influence our overall feelings of happiness. And one of the things, as we were driving, my friends and I, to Kentucky from Ohio, was how we experienced different things en route to what we knew was going to be a fun event, a good time for all of us. We had to go through a couple of large cities. There was heavy traffic and lots of congestion. It was, getting on toward the weekend, and people were trying to get out of the city. And, that can impact how people all around you are feeling. And in turn, it can impact how you're feeling, your levels of happiness. And I think some of you have heard me talk about my red rubber nose that I pull out of the car when traffic is really heavy and people are beginning to get a little bit grouchy. And I'll stick my red rubber nose on and begin to wave at people out the window of my car just to try to give them something to look at that gives them a tickle or a grin. It sort of relieves the stress of the moment as they're trying to inch their way through pretty heavy traffic. Now, it sounds silly, and yes, it is silly, but it's also a way of sharing my happiness to just be alive and out and about with everybody around me. And it's contagious. You'll see people, every time I put on that silly nose, people will begin to smile. They will give back to me what I'm trying to share with them. And again, they have changed their perception of the events and situations in which all of us are finding ourselves in that moment. And we do lighten our spirits. We do begin to feel more positive. We do begin to feel, in fact, happier just to be alive and in the moment as we are fellow travelers slowly inching our way toward a better destination. Um, Cognitive behavior therapy is it's usually just use the initial CBT. Is a psychological treatment method that emphasizes just that. Uh, the role of thinking in how we feel and what we do. It's based on the concept that changing negative thought patterns can lead to changes in behavior and improved emotional states. And don't we all hope to change a lot of that negative thought pattern and turn it into something much more cheerful, much more positive? Uh, I think you sort of have to consider here the concept of mindfulness, which involves being fully present and engaged in the moment in which you're finding yourself without judgment. Uh, and this can make a really positive impact on happiness by reducing overthinking and stress that the situation can be producing for us. When you sort of just take a deep breath and sort of go with the flow and accept the reality in which you find yourself, yeah, here I am stuck in traffic, but it's not the end of the world. And there are a lot of worse things that could be going on in this very moment in time. Let me be mindful of the blessings I have, that this is my big challenge at the moment. Cognitive approaches provide very practical tools that help us reshape our thoughts and can lead to enhancing our happiness. Uh, our mindset and attitude towards life plays a pivotal role in the experience of happiness. The idea of growth mindset uh, was coined by a lady named Carol Dweck, whose position was that individuals who believe in their abilities and intelligence can be developed over time are more likely to achieve higher levels of success and personal satisfaction. If you believe you can, chances are good that you will. And if you believe you can't, chances are good that you won't. A growth mindset fosters a type of resilience, which is a crucial component of happiness. It enables us to view challenges as opportunities for learning rather than insurmountable objects that we cannot go around, we cannot grow through, we cannot climb over. Instead, it teaches us to look to the door, the passage, the way through whatever the uh, pertinent component of the moment may be that seems to be blocking our progress. An attitude of gratitude, which evokes regularly acknowledging and appreciating the positive aspects of our own lives, has been also linked to increasing happiness, improving our health overall, and even developing stronger relationships. When you're grateful, you are much more open and much more appreciative. And we can apply these types of psychological insights into our everyday life. Each and every moment that we might wish to really think about it and be aware of how happy we are or how unhappy we are. And again, one of the things that you can do at the end of each day is, again, get out that little notebook that you keep and practice gratitude journaling. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Just 3 things. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for my grandkids. I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for the life I've been blessed to live, for shelter, for clothing, for food on the table, for clean water to drink. It's not hard to jot down 3 things. And the more you practice it, the more you find that you really have to be grateful for. I'm grateful for the sunshine today because my little green tomatoes are just growing up so happy and proud, and it won't be long until they'll be bright and red and ready to be picked and enjoyed by all of us. I'm also grateful for the sunshine for the cucumbers that are growing in abundance in my yard. I don't know why I plant them every year because they bloom and grow prolifically, and my neighbors eventually get tired of me wanting to give them more cucumbers. Uh, but it's something I enjoy doing. I enjoy eating. I enjoy preparing. It's sort of a celebration of the cycle of life for me. And besides that, I love to give a cucumber to out on my steps for the neighbor's cat because he, for some reason, freaks out about cucumbers, and that makes me giggle. Uh, Probably it's not the nicest thing I can do to the cat, but he seems to keep coming back, so I don't think I've traumatized him too much. But practice journaling your joy uh, so that it just doesn't slip through your fingers without being appreciated the way it should be. That will make you feel happier. Your engagement in gratitude journaling and in participating in conversation with people who are also looking to find ways of expressing their gratitude, increasing their awareness of and developing attitudes of gratitude is so important. One of the reasons I had such a great time this weekend was because I associated with people who also shared in attitudes of gratitude. And very often we would just look out, like as we were driving along at a sunset that was right in front of us, obvious to behold, and so often overlooked as you're focusing on the road ahead. But the 3 of us, would just made note of what we saw and did along the way, and it enhanced the journey. We had an awesome time together. Um, and sharing these experiences, these thoughts, these attitudes shape our experience of happiness, make it more memorable, make it easier to recall because it's shared memories at that point. I invite all of you to look for positive moments each and every day and just jot them down and appreciate them and see if during the week you don't notice that you are actually fe- feeling a little happier, that your step is a little bit lighter, and that your smile muscles are becoming much more active. My wish for you as this week begins is to begin it with happiness and joy and to continue to find that joy each and every day of the journey we share together. I will talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye for now.